Now, I grew up in a reserve, and I lived my life there with my family for a majority of my life. And but one thing that I experienced going to school was a bully, right? And this is the first time that I ever experiencing anything like this, any negativity towards my life, because I grew up, wanting to be like, like a teacher or something. That's what I dreamt of. And that's what motivated me to keep going, and what I want to be and who I'm going to hang out with. My friends were there supporting me. And then when I moved to Saskatoon in 2012, I experienced a bully, and then I experienced way more than that. I experienced loneliness. Over the years going by in that public school, I let the negative words change my mindset and my personality. I let it change who I was as a person and how I interacted with others. And I gotta tell you, I didn't want it, but it happened. And then how I let those negative words influence my decisions and how I acted. And I gotta say, not everyone I knew, not even my parents or my loved ones, never knew I was actually hurting because how much I hid it from them. And then I let it change how my relationship was with my parents and my family. I shut everyone out that I loved. And then I let it affect me in ways that I don't even want to say. And then I was just, where everything just felt hopeless, and how my life felt worthless, how I felt like I had no purpose. Because I come from a Christian home, and we went to camp meetings, we went to churches, and each time we always heard the same thing. But they didn't mean anything to me. Now, moving from the public school into grade 6, we were doing this play. I don't like going in front of people because, going in front of there it scares me. But then a teacher pulls me into a room, shares me with this verse, Luke 17:6. If you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can say to this mulberry tree, be uprooted in the middle of the sea, and it will obey you. Now, I was just like, mind blown. That's where the motivation started in my life. That's where, everything, when it felt like I was worthless, that's when purpose began in my life. That's where God took place in my heart. And then time went on. I like what I said from that bully, how he changed who I was different around people in the school. If I grew up in a Christian home, that doesn't mean that I'm a Christian. I was a Christian, but in my heart, I didn't feel like I was a Christian, because how much worthless I felt, how much I let the enemy affect who I was, and how much I believed in what he said to me, and the lies that he said. And then just thinking, God, what do you have for me? You say you love me, but I don't feel your love. And just asking the question, why me? Why does this have to happen to me? And the time went on. It's just I didn't find an answer. I didn't know who I was because how much I let people define me as a person who was nothing and ugly and just dumb, and that's how I was defined as. I was defined as this average kid coming from a reserve. And I can tell you one thing, I was ashamed of who I was, and I felt ashamed to even go up on stage, because I didn't want people to look at me, because I didn't like who I was, how I was created. And then motivation, I didn't feel anything. I didn't feel a desire to do anything. And then God, when he started in my heart, he started a camp meeting. And I just remember feeling the presence of God overwhelm my heart. And I was just like, thank you. I went back to school, and times were still hard. I still felt, judged, and I still felt a lot of hurt. I still felt the same loneliness that I felt from grade 4. And I was just like, you know what? I'm done with this. It's just like, when is this gonna end? I feel like I'm going through a roller coaster, going up and down, up and down. But then God comes with me with another message. Proverbs 3:5-6, trust in the Lord with all your heart, lean not on your own understanding, for He'll make your path straight. Even though I may walk through the time of my life, through these darkest times, I will trust in God that He will make this my path straight. Even though I may fall into darkness, I will trust in Him that He will bring me back into the light. That I may lean onto Him, that my path may be straight, that my purpose is actually there, that everything that feels numb, the pain that I may feel, the lack of motivation, the worthlessness in my heart, that I can trust in God, that He'll make everything better. And that motivated me to keep moving forward. That regardless of whatever I'm going through, that God will be there with me, because He says in His Word, He will never leave you nor forsake you. And I use that to motivate me to keep on pursuing my life, that I can keep moving forward. That in this darkness that I may feel, I can trust in God that He may bring me back into the light.